What's going on? My name is Sid. Welcome back to the channel. I'm filming in the Can I talk? I'm filming in the morning today, so as you can see, the blinds are blaring through. I'm gonna be a bit. It's gonna be a bit harder to see me, boys. But yes, today I'm gonna be going into some of the feedback for episode 2. As you know, I did this for episode 1, and no, it's not just me wanting to dog on the game. I plan to do this moving forward. Like, I'll even do it for the good episodes whenever we get those. Because the Contractor episode 2, I'll go into my opinion first. I kind of like it, maybe more than the Contractor 1, but I think in my head I've just buried what the Contractor 1 felt like. It just feels like it's been that long ago. So who knows, honestly. I mean, also, I've been feeling a bit burnt out recently with streams and videos. Like, it hit me hard with this update. This update really made me just want to curl into a ball and not upload, honestly. Which is a shame, because I love uploading stuff on this game, and we are going to be continuing the schedule Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. However, I may miss a Saturday upload every now and then, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And this is it. This is me being back on that. And here is the poll, the star poll. As you can see, I put out a poll. Rate the Contractor episode 2 update. Explain why in the comments. Before I elaborate too far on that rating, I also did a which do you prefer, the Contractor 1, the Contractor 2. Essentially twice as many people liked the first one over this one. Part 2 because, and I can imagine, you know, the comments on this one are a bit more bare bones. As for the rating one, I directly asked for a rating. So, we have 8% of people voted 5 stars, 12% of people voted 4 stars, 58% of people voted 3 stars, 10 voted 2 stars, 13 voted 1 star. For a comparison, this is the Contractor episode 1 ratings. Almost like what? A combined 35 people? Over a third of people voted it 4 and 5 stars. For this one, oh no. Barely even 1 in 5 people voted it 4 and 5 stars, and 4 in 5 people voted it an amalgamation of the bottom 3. So let's get on to some of this feedback from the community. While I'm doing this, head down there, subscribe with notifications on. Would be very much appreciated, you know, while I'm getting back into it. It's alright. Not a huge fan of the motor pass, especially Jumeirah. No unique customization I could find. Vanities are okay. Summits are good along with most rewards. Overall, it's better than episode 1. I'm looking forward to the summits. Vehicle drops are okay, I guess. Not a bikes guy, but the Atom is sufficient. Thanks for hearing me out, though. I mean, as a starting point, he's being optimistic. The summits, yeah. Like, I'd say the summits, at least this time around, look pretty decent. They actually look kind of alright, you know. We've got the Lunar Year one that's up now, actually. I believe it's Lunar Year Summit currently. We've got the 2 bikes coming up. We've got and the vehicle drops. Having seen what vehicles and having played with all the vehicles coming out this episode, if it's sticking to what it should come, they're pretty cool. Yes, obviously I can't say what they are, but I'm looking forward to some of the stuff coming up. Obviously, the summits are quite fun, but the Jumeirah with no unique customization and this being a very heavy recolor season. Being an outdoorsy person, I must admit I'm loving it. You know what? I'm glad someone is enjoying it. I'm glad that while most people aren't, someone is still able to enjoy it. Was excited about the Jumeirah being tier 1. Upgraded it max. It is slow. It's ridiculous. I'm surprised people really aren't liking the Jumeirah. Okay. My opinion, 2 to 3 stars. Said by a member, by the way. This was a member. Which means you can head down there and become a member as well. You know. Member. I gave the last episode 1 star. Okay, so this one's actually higher. But this episode is slightly better. This is why. 1. Missions and events. I think whoa! Okay. You know what? We'll come back to this one. We will come back to this one. The Crew 2 has gone downhill. I think it's about time for the Crew 3. Hey, That's what we're waiting for as well. I mean, honestly, I'm waiting for it. I actually quite like off-roading, but there you go. I say 3 summits look promising this episode. Oh, that's all? Oh, nothing. Just it's just 3 summits look promising, and like nothing else. The best thing in this episode is that the second episode is only 8 weeks. Thank the Lord! This episode is actually only an 8-week episode. It's not 9 weeks like Contractor 1 or USB Tour 1. It's not 10 weeks like USB Tour 2. It seems like any delays and offsetting that Ivory Tower wanted to do, they've done. And now we are just back to the 8-week seasons that hopefully feel a little bit quicker than the last ones. Nice cars. I like off-roading, and I only had a Jeep before. In all fairness, I prefer off-roading. Now, viewership is lower for off-roading, as I've been saying this whole time, but I prefer off-roading sometimes, depends on the car. And yeah, it seems like other people do as well, and I'm glad other people are can I talk? Other people are enjoying the update for that fact too. The motor pass is a bit better than the last one, especially with the vanities. 100% with the vanities. I didn't even think about that. The vanities are god tier this time. But the new cars are mostly mid. Yeah, the summit looks interesting. The fact we're getting more interesting events is great, but I wouldn't surprise me if people get sick of the Contractor in a few weeks. I was sick of it before it came out. Mediocre to the point where my mental process just now was, what's this update again? What's new? I think me and a lot of other people are of the thought that, yeah, let's just wait till next episode at this point. I'm sat here, like, all my videos, not a single new video other than, like, the events that'll be coming out in the cars. They're nothing to do with the Contractor. And those aren't even to do with the Contractor. The new events, the mooded ones that are coming out, those are just, they're also adding those. Like, none of the new videos I'm going to be uploading are anything to do with the actual theme of the episode, which says all it needs to, really. Okay, you know what? Let's finish it off with this. Missions and events. I think the Contractor style of mission works better off-road. I'd agree. I think it's more fun to find your way to a destination off-road, for example, in the middle of the city, but it's very cheaply made and very few animations, and the waypoint is a joke. The waypoint is... what is it? The waypoint makes no sense. Like, what is the waypoint? Why is the waypoint? Huh? The waypoint is so busted. Like, that they need to fix. It feels like they didn't even try with the waypoint thing, because the waypoint can sometimes, for example, lead into dead ends. I assume that's all that. But there is new events coming at Chinese New Year. Yeah, there's new events. I'll bring up the roadmap. Here, you can see we're getting one today, this week. We're getting one for Valentine's and one for They Are Coming, which is, of course, the alien-themed stuff that's been being teased this whole time. The motor pass, in my opinion, is much better than the last episode. Better, more unique cars, for example, the UFO car. I know many people don't like the Jumeirah, but I still think it's pretty cool. I do like the Jumeirah. And it was a while ago that we got a hypercar in the motor pass. That is actually very true, yeah. One thing, in my opinion, that is holding it back is the T-Rex items are very dumb and ugly. They're annoying. I don't know if they're ugly. I quite like the T-Rex stuff, well, the smoke, but it's so annoying. It just keeps on triggering. And one of the bigger problems in the new stuff is the paid side of the motor pass. It feels like they want any of the new stuff, you need to pay for it. A lot of the good stuff, like the Land Rover or the Jumeirah, all of that is behind the paywall. The alien van being free is nice. I guess. The summits seem like they're going to be pretty cool with the pink prismatic stuff, but the Lunar Year Jaguar edition is extremely boring and cheap. Yes. The only thing that is different than the normal version is it has a livery and some new wheels. Wow. But the pole position 2 summit looks pretty cool with the new bikes, but overall the summits are pretty unique. Except the Chinese New Year thing, yep. I think the Contractor concept is overall pretty bad, cheap. The episode 1, more unique, but the problem, yes. And hopefully because of it, they do something big for season 5. Because the game and the agency were terrible, but the crew was still making enough money that Ubisoft pumped more funding, and they put a lot more into marketing, as we know, with the early access projects with creators and the streamer competition, the Twitch drops, all of those things. They did all of that, as well as doing, you know, a bunch of other stuff. So I'm hoping they do that again, because the USB tour was a safe idea. So I hope they pull out another one of those safe ideas and don't ruin it this time, you know? And at the end of my last Contractor rating whatever video, I pitched my changes for this update. They are still exactly the same, and they're in my last one. But this time, I'll do something even worse. I'll decrush your hopes and dreams. Think of what the Contractor could have been with this concept. Driving from point to point, picking up in the open world. So, close your eyes and imagine this. The Contractor, right? Instead of off-road delivery cars and taxis and limos. The taxis and limos are pretty cool, but taxis and limos? How about, for the first episode, tuner cars? And you're delivering body parts to mechanic shops. You're delivering substances to point. Obviously, I can understand why they wouldn't do the substances bit, but tuner cars built to speed from point A to point B and deliver stuff that way. But that's not the worst one, because this one would actually be a lot of fun. Imagine an episode 2 where you go up to a Contractor mission, you select it, and it gives you a random hypercar. Like a random hypercar. And you then have to deliver that hypercar to the location. And not only do you get the amount of money for the distance, but say you also get like a 5% cut of the hypercar. So there's still a bit of randomness to it, but say you get like the Noir to deliver. That's still a lot of money. But say you get like something really cheap to deliver. That's not even more than a streetcar. Like an exotic car delivery for this type of episode could have been actually a fun idea. Same with the other one, the tuner cars delivering stuff like that. I kind of liked the taxis and limos concept, but it's like they took everything from Crazy Taxi and removed all of the things that made it fun. The jumps, the stunts, the people being in the cars, the slidiness, the speed of it. And then we were left with what? The most bare-bone things in existence. So, that's what that is, unfortunately. We're just gonna have to deal with that now. Thank you so much to popular members. A special thank you to famous members. And an insane thank you to Icon member for the love of life. That's gonna be about from me, boys. I'll be back Friday. I'm gonna be streaming tonight. We'll see you boys then in a bit.
My heart spills, so I'm cleaning up a mess, yeah. Gotta go to church, feel the demons at my neck, yeah. When I'm on a pill, I be feeling like I'm blessed, it's a curse. When I'm on the drugs, I'm the worst, shawty. Tell me how it feels, tell me does it hurt. Tell me if it's wrong when I'm lifting up your shirt, shawty. Tell me if it's real, or would you leave me in the dirt?